just... Okay.
A terrible rumor's going around the
B is visual. This is GJRB on YouTube.
but stores. This story is false, and the liberal media, who for some reason likes to pick on Christian businesses like Hobby Lobby and John quit. I'll talk about this later. Look at the streets of Merkel's Germany. This is a war zone. A car on fire, and we burned out. This is what happened with privates in your streets. Snowflakes. Well, they're not protesters, they're vandals. Protesting is when you're holding signs up and making your feelings in the alleys and not burning down half the town. When does this stop? These are a 58-year-old puppeteer who for 2 years played Kermit the Frog. Why? Well, for political reasons. Back talking to the executives last year, and then taking advice of his agent and not participating in any of their projects. The stories currently on GJRB's original news program. This is the Gary Russell program on YouTube on GJRB.
Hello everyone, hello everywhere across America and around the world. Welcome to the Gary Russell program on YouTube, on GJRB TV, on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. I'm Gary J. Russell. Hope you'll stay with me this afternoon. Got a great show lined up for you today, and hope you'll stay with me for a little while. This program is a program will only be on like about an hour, maybe hour and a half, because this isn't like the radio show where on the radio I have more time to put more program together. I'm broadcasting from my studio, which is, we'll say that without saying, a small room here in our apartment, but this is where I broadcast from, on the radio, GJRB Online on Spreaker. And right now that we're doing a show that will be heard once a month, will be seen once a month on our GJRB TV YouTube channel. And it's called the Gary Russell program on YouTube. Now you'll see a test video probably, I don't know, no viewers so far. But you'll see it's a test video, but that's not what it is. I just didn't change the title on it at this point because the fact of the matter is I wanted to see how this was all going to work out before I go pull this up. So I decided to just put up this video and call it what it is, the Gary Russell program on YouTube. And this program will be on the air, like I said, once a month, and once a month for a while until I get more ideas on more shows, and until I get more material to cover a show, and I'll be able to schedule it. Right now, though, I'm just doing this for the first time in quite a long time. This stream has not been on since we did Google Plus Hangouts way back last year. We started on Google Plus Hangouts, and then Google Plus dropped Hangouts, which was carrying this program on YouTube. And henceforth I had to go off the air for a while. I was not doing this show on YouTube for quite a long time. So I decided to bring it back when I knew that I could again stream on YouTube through XSplit Broadcaster. Now, it tells me that I can only broadcast with this thing if I had a 32-bit operating system. Well, it doesn't look like I have a 32-bit operating system. It goes up to 24. But so far, so good. Now, if I have a tendency, if it looks like I'm freezing, so to speak, and the videos aren't working, we'll probably temporarily go off the air and then come back on after I reboot. But so far so good. I'm seeing video here, and it seems to be working fine. So we're just going to keep on going, and welcome aboard the program. GJRB TV on YouTube, and I'm Gary J. Russin. What we do here is I share videos of some of the stuff we talked about in the radio, on Spreaker, on the podcast, and show you videos of some of those things that I talked about, such as some of the things that I had on the radio show, and what's more, I can operate it myself. It's kind of like a TV station. It's like a mini TV switcher. I can put video on, flip on some pictures, and do screen share, and kind of like a TV station. Only I don't have to have a crew operating. I can do it all myself, which is kind of cool. Just run pictures, and then go to a break, and I have other things I do, and basically, I do have one commercial on here for our radio station on GJRB Online on Spreaker, but the audio will have the regular commercials you hear on GJRB, or, the regular breaks that you hear on GJRB Online on Spreaker. And later on down the line, I'll probably create some new spots for the TV version of this. But right now, that's what I've got. And but for right now, though, this is a return show, and includes some pictures I wanted to show you on a recent show, including two-headed monster. The one I just talked about on Friday's Way Out There over on Spreaker, and that was a two-headed porpoise. I want to show you that picture. Pretty interesting. Also, a big eye in the sky and a strange UFO, and I talked about that one up in, Indonesia, where he said supposedly a woman walked out of a grave. Out of a grave, folks. We'll talk about that. I don't know. I just kind of have a problem with this one. And also, we'll talk about some interesting stuff, some pictures. And I show you some of those pictures, and we'll just have a good time doing this show, and see what happens, see what we can do with this. So I hope you'll stay with me. Way Out There, here on GJRB Online TV. Well, the GJRB Online Spreaker, but we are GJRB TV on YouTube. Now, if you want to watch these videos, all you got to do is subscribe to the GJRB TV YouTube channel. And all you got to do there is go in there and just look for me and play one of my videos. Usually I made this one. If you're watching this one live, just hit subscribe where it says subscribe, and you can be watching this station quite often. Got some neat videos on here too. Stuff on the early days of television, early days of radio. I have some old radio station air checks from WLS, and you can play those. I got some real neat ones, and you can play and listen to some of those air checks. I have videos, various things like that. Stuff on how to be, the day in the life of a daytime disc jockey, or stuff like that. And you can watch those whenever you want to. And all you do is just hit those, and when you do, you subscribe to the GJRB TV YouTube channel. And I'll try to fix the lighting in here just a trifle bit, because the lighting in here kind of sucks. It's too bright. I'm going to kind of bring it down just a little bit. It's just so that I don't have the lighting in here is not the best for television or video, so I got to make it look the best I possibly can for this particular program. So we'll just kind of play around with this idea. Now, like I said before, we're going to do this for like about an hour and a half or so. Not very long. And like I said earlier, it's not like the radio show. We only do video of some of the stuff I talked about on the radio. Okay? But I don't stay on as long as I do on the radio. Okay? The radio is the 3-hour show. You can listen to that on GJRB Online on Spreaker by going to Spreaker. And I got the commercial coming up. but you'll have a chance to do that. Now, I got some really neat things to show you, so we're going to get started here on GJRB on TV on YouTube, and going to show you some interesting videos and stuff like that, and play around with it a little bit. Like I said before, if I do freeze, we'll have to. A few weeks. What was that? How many weeks ago was that? No, it was just last week, I think. Last week, down in Florida, it was a really bad sinkhole, and I'm going to show you that sinkhole here in a little bit. It's pretty wild. Check this out. This is in, I'm going to archived. Okay, let's see, it's down here ways. Sinkhole, here it is. It's a sinkhole that started, this was, I believe, in Tampa. The sinkhole was in Tampa. And, let's see, we show it to you here. I'm going to go over, okay, and I'm going to click this out, because I don't need that ID no more. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Okay, there we go. And then go into sources and do a screen share. Oh, let's see. Okay, it takes a while to do that. Okay, let me see. I get there. Sources, screen share. I did this live on the air. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. Here we go. Screen capture. Okay. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Here it is. This is interesting. Look at this thing. This is in Florida. Let me bring it up just a little bigger. In Tampa or St. Petersburg, I believe it was. Tampa or St. Petersburg. This is a sinkhole that took out a number of houses. Let me see here. It was started at the size of a normal swimming pool, and it just grew and grew. It swallowed up a boat, destroyed 2 homes, and he prompted officials there to evacuate 10 other homes. This was a picture from WTVT Channel 13 there. I don't know what the result of that was. Probably fixed that since then, or at least filled in the sinkhole. But look at that thing. It is mind-blowing how that sinkhole just kind of went under. Wow. I'm going to take a look. Okay, and then I'm going to go over to, here we go. Let's see, right. Okay. Biggest news today comes out of, or start off our news, because I have some more interesting stories we ran down the line about Spicer, but that stories are getting old. I put them up yesterday, and I think, well, they're getting kind of old, so we're going to kind of start fresh. And as I do that, so we'll just start off with Kirshner. That is Trump's son-in-law. Made a statement today in regards to the situation with Russia to the news media, stating that there was no collusion. And here is that statement. I'll play that here. Let's see, here it is, coming up right now. He says there was no collusion in this.
I am senior advisor to President Donald J. Trump. For president, I served his campaign the best I could because I believe in him and his ability to improve the lives of all Americans. And now, serving the President and the people of the United States has been the honor and privilege of a lifetime. I am so grateful for the opportunity to work on important matters such as Middle East peace and reinvigorating America's innovative spirit. Every day, I come to work with enthusiasm and excitement for what can be. I have not sought the spotlight. First in business and now in public service, I have always focused on setting and achieving goals and have left it to others to work on media and public perception. Since the first questions were raised in March, I have been consistent in saying that I was eager to share any information I have with the investigating bodies, and I've done so today. All of my actions were proper and occurred in the normal course of events of a very unique campaign. Let me be very clear. I did not collude with Russia, nor do I know of anyone else in the campaign who did so. I had no improper contacts. I have not relied on those who voted for him. It is an honor to work with President Trump and his administration as we take on the challenges that he was elected to face.
And of course, that's his son-in-law too.
For American people, keeping America safe, and eliminating barriers to achieving the American dream. Thank you very much. It's from the House Committee tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, and there you go. Of course, the news media will go and keep on asking those questions about collusion. And, you know, they are not going to leave this alone. They're going to keep up this whole thing. Now, you know, sometimes I ask the question, who do you believe, the news media, or do you believe Donald Trump, or do you believe him? You know, the news media right now is, they want to spread the lies for their own agenda, okay? And they're doing a very good job of it. I mean, they are doing a very good job of it. They want to make sure that, they get this New World Order thing going. You know, they like their little, lies, and they like to live it. And I don't know, whether or not the Russians were involved in this, I don't know anymore. I don't know. Sometimes you don't know who to believe, and the massive confusion that's going on with this thing. They say there's no collusion. Well, maybe there isn't. You know, I always thought about this the other day. Too bad our television sets don't have that new tech. You know, we have all this new technology now, high-tech stuff. I can broadcast on, on YouTube, on here, okay? New technology, but yet here we go. Come up with a TV set with a lie detector. How would that sell? I mean, think about it. If you had a TV set with a lie detector, think about how the news media would then change a lot of their stories to save their skin. I mean, think about it. A TV set with a built-in lie detector. And we have this high definition stuff going on. We have high-tech television sets, smart TVs. And how about some of these smart TVs could have a lie detector in them to tell you whether the news media is lying or the president? Ooh, concept. Anybody watching this show have, a lot of money to spend? Could probably come up with a television set with a built-in lie detector. But then again, you got smart TVs that spy on us, so don't know. That would be kind of a scary thought. Anyway, other stuff in the news that I want to get into include a new video images. I got a story about a woman who saved some ducklings and a duck, and a Muslim police officer shot her. You have to wonder about that one. And let's see, got one there more. Kirshner denied. Okay, we already have that one. Got a story here. I think it was kind of interesting. Sanders was up here. Let's see. I want to go down the page here. It is. We'll talk about the eclipse coming up. Gerald Kirshner denies collusion. That keeps going on. Okay, coping with computers. I'm going to tell a story about that way back. And this interesting story, a Wisconsin company is announcing, that they are going now I'll show you this on the screen. They want to microchip their employees. They plan to install microchips in their employees, insisting that there is no GPS tracking. They're saying that there's no GPS tracking. Okay. If there's no GPS tracking, and you have to wonder what truth is involved in this. Now, here is a video I'm seeing at the bottom of the screen here, showing this very thing. I'm going to see if I can get some audio with it. Let me see. Okay, let me see if there's any audio with this video. We'll play it. I'm not seeing. Well, it's showing that this chip thing. Look at that phone right over it. Now, we've talked about this on the last 7 days. This is what they want to do. This is it. This is what they're doing. Now, their employees in this company in Wisconsin are going to do this. Okay, this one guy's got a chip and he's demonstrating in times. This is to microchipping all of us. The mark of the beast. Okay? The mark of the beast. You saw it there. Right there. And there it is. Again. Yeah. They want a microchip. Look at that thing. It's a little, it looks like a small, I don't know what you want to call that. And they're gonna, that would go in your body. Okay, that would go in your body. Okay, how about that? Ain't that something? And they want to do this, and this is real scary. This is pretty darn close to the mark of the beast, ladies and gentlemen, and we must be aware of this. And the story now, we'll keep on doing more of the story coming up. This is we got some more stories, and we're going to also coming up, we're going to play you some interesting videos here coming up. Talk about the last week when Sean Spicer retired. He resigned. Have a little piece of that story coming up. And we're going to talk about New Jersey being the third state to ban underage smoking. As a matter of fact, they're going to do that. They're talking about a number of states now already don't allow underage smokers under the age of 21. Okay? Under the age of 21 will not be allowed to smoke or buy or purchase cigarettes. They card them. And let's see what other stories coming up, including elites. What do they know about a cataclysmic event? They're planning something, the elites. We're going to talk about that coming up next as well. So stay tuned. I got more of the Gary Russell program, GJRB TV on YouTube, with more stuff coming up here in just a moment. So stay right here. We'll be right back. GJRB Online, the place on the internet for unique radio programming you won't hear on your local AM or FM in your community. When you listen to GJRB Online, you'll find anything from the old days of radio to classic top 40. In addition, big band, jazz, and the most important, today's new recording artists in both Christian and secular, in rock, jazz, bluegrass, and the blues. Come in and listen on Spreaker. You'll find great talk radio too, with a Gary Russell program way out there, the sports page, and the last 7 days. Also listen to weekly church services from Christian Community Fellowship Church in Clinton. Send me a message. Love to hear from you. Email us GaryJ65@yahoo.com or GaryJ021361@gmail.com, or send me a message by clicking the comic book balloon icon, the GJRB Spreaker widget. This will take you to the GJRB Spreaker chat room. Leave me a message there, and I will reply to you as soon as I can. Just log on to Spreaker's website at www.spreaker.com. Then type in the GJRB Online in the search engine. There it is. Then click the play icon Listen to the podcast and listen to GJRB program podcast you might have missed. The best on the internet radio on Spreaker. GJRB Online.
Strange things in the sky and around the world. Strange beings sighted. What's going on? All around us, conspiracy theories are being discussed. This is the show all about the strange things that are way out there. I'm Gary Russ, and this Way Out There is back with more weird stories of the strange and the bizarre. Keep looking up in the sky and let me know what you see. Way out there. Every third Friday at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB. Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page. Join me for sports page at a brand new time, alternating Saturdays at noon on GJRB. It was the year World War II ended and the troops came home, and the music was fabulous with big hits from Perry Como, Judy Garland, and the Andrews Sisters. The year was 1945. Listen to the year in music on the next Swing Time. I'm Gary Russ. Along with trivial information about the prices of items such as the news events, the culture of 1945 on the next Swing Time.
Published on the GJRB Spreaker Public site Friday, July 28th at 8 p.m. Central.
We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russell program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russell program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker, reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russell program on GJRB.
End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with the Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB.
Great music. One of our new emerging artists on our jazz side, our Smooth Afternoon, is a group called JSF. There's a piece called Sweet Summer. Great piece of music. I like that. I love it's summer, and people love summer. It's like they use that music. Just kind of a great sound. All right, love jazz. I know, I'm just addicted to it. That's great music in America here. Gary J. Russell with you on GJRB TV on YouTube. We're gonna fix it. Try this, just a little bit more lighting. Like I said before, in this room, not meant for broadcasting, so it's not, the best. Kind of like the old days of the when people always look like they're pale-faced, remember that? no makeup job here. All right, welcome back to the Gary Russin program on YouTube. You're on GJRB TV on YouTube. I'm Gary J. Russin. And we got a lot of great stuff coming up for you this afternoon on our show, and hope you'll stay with me. We're going to do this for about an hour and a half or so. Well, let's see, we started a little after 3 o'clock. So let's say maybe approximately 3:10 we might have started. I don't remember exactly when we started. So I'm going to say till about maybe 4:40. So that's pretty much how we're going to do that. About an hour and a half. And like I said before, this program is a short version of a radio show. The radio show, which is on GJRB Online on Spreaker, is the regular hour show. But here on YouTube, we just do an abbreviated version of that program and just give you news, live late-breaking news stories as it happens, and just talk about some of the stuff that I have found in show prep that I want to bring across to you and show you. So, and some of the things that I talked about on the radio on GJRB Online, like Way Out There, and the Gary Russin program, radio program, some of the stuff I kind of like come on here and show you the video of some of the things that I have. So we're going to do that for you. Some of the promos and some of the spots and some of the in my that last spot you saw for GJRB Online might be a little bit sticky and sound like it's kind of the audio is getting kind of bumpy, and the video might be behind the audio. Nothing I can do about that. Okay, that's the best I can do on an amateur basis. And this is an amateur program, being it's on the internet only. Not on any other broadcast source, just internet. I almost didn't get on the air today. We had the internet down just before I went on the air. That's why I was way late. I was going to be on the air at 2 o'clock. And then I had lunch early, and I didn't really make a posting of the promotion of this program. So, and like I said, you'll see on there, it's probably showing test record. This is the Gary Russin program on YouTube. I will, the next time I get this program prepared to go on the air, I will be putting the title on. I don't know. I might see a broadcast for another maybe 20 minutes or so, a little after 4, and then we'll go off the air for a break, and then we'll come back on and do like maybe a half hour or so, and that will be it for this program. So we're going to kind of run through some of this interesting stuff that we're doing. There's our mascot. Miguel. We'll have to show you Miguel. He's a goofy dog. Yeah, he's barking here. Check this out. He has to bark at everything at the door. He's that goofy. I call him the nosy one. Well, someone at the door, I believe. He has to let his presence known. He's gonna bark, and then well, you don't want to see that. Yeah. He does something else I don't think you really want to see at this point. But anyway, that is Miguel, our station mascot, and he had to bark. So someone probably at the door, and no, yeah. Okay. All right, let's see what we're going to do right now. I'm going to continue what we were doing here on this program. Like I said, no specific time to do anything. I kind of like this show for that reason, because sometimes I like doing the show on the radio, but sometimes on Spreaker Radio I get pressure, because if I don't get to a point at a certain time, I kind of rush through it. I'm not rushing through it. Okay, I'm just trying to get a lot of program here. The next story I was going to talk to you about, talking about Trump. That story, it's getting old. It's talking about Sean Spicer. Last week he resigned. It looks like Donald Trump's people are slowly bucking out. Look how many people either have been, well, he was fired. Well, he fired the FBI director, the new one. They just got a new one, another new guy. Well, I can't remember his name now. They just got another new guy. So it's just like new people, you know, and the original people that Trump appointed, it's not working right for him for some reason. What's going on there? And we'll talk about that. Also, celebrates some birthdays coming up. So just to let you know about that, and kind of get the idea. Because you're watching the Gary Russin program on YouTube, on GJRB TV on YouTube. And I'm gonna kind of pop out of here. What I do is I just get that. Okay, it's blank. So we're gonna come back to the other page, and I usually use that for something else now. Be it a video or screen share or something. So that is what we're going to do next. I got another interesting story I want to pass along to you, so we're going to kind of go there into screen share, and a picture that I also want to show you this. Okay. Look, the words are kind of scrambled looking and all that. It's because I don't think it just picks up the wording very well. So I'm sorry about that. It just kind of looks like a mesh of Greek lettering. But I'm going to kind of scrap a lot of the stories that I was going to put on this program, basically because they are now old. So I'm going to, from now on, when I do the script of this program, I'm going to pick my stories in the morning so that they're ready to go. But I want to talk about right now, coming up, some of the things we're going to talk about here. So we're going to do that here. Let's see. First of all, why don't we do this? Instead of that, we're going to talk about what's coming up here. A story about a rumor that debunked. We're going to talk about this one. The Hobby Lobby. There was a story going on that Hobby Lobby was going to be closing their doors permanently. There was talk that they were going to shut it down. They were going to close all their stores. Apparently, because due to the fact that I guess they were getting such grief from the left-wing media, and you know, being a Christian organization. They're going to close down. Well, that was a rumor, according to a story. Like I said, you should not believe everything you read on the internet, because, quite frankly, not everything is always true. So since I'm not going to, I had that on the script coming up, we're going to tease that for a break. Well, I have to learn how to use I mostly have to learn how to use the graphics on here, because at this point, I'm going to have to, when I do this show next time, like I said, this is a test video to see how this is all going to turn out. That's why I really didn't title it the Gary Russin program on YouTube. I call it a test video, but this is the Gary Russin program on YouTube, okay? And so I've decided that what I want to do is learn how to use the text part of this screen thing, and be able to superimpose wording on my stuff. So I'm going to have to work on a new idea that I can put wording up, and I might have to record teasers beforehand before I do this show and play them. But the thing about it is, I only have 4 scenes to work with. Only 4 scenes. that I can use to flip. So I can't have no choice but to do that, and I have to play around with it a little bit. So don't be surprised if you don't see some live streams once in a while where I do test shows like this, just to work on various ideas on how to make this show look better. I mean, it's not going to be any better than this. Like I said before, I only got what I've got. And right now I might have to work my way up to a 32-bit operating system to make it work better. But this is the best I can do. So I'm just going to play around with it today. And the rundown sheet that I use, which is this. This is my rundown sheet. I make it look professional. Learned this from my television class at Blackhawk. You know, you make it look professional. I'm trying to. That's what it is. I just scratch out notes and stuff, and a lot of it I print, and then I print it up on the printer, and then I follow it, or I change it, or I abort stories that I feel are a little too old by the time I get on and put this show together. So what I might end up doing is just picking stories just before I go on the air. Now, I get up early in the morning to do this program. I get things ready to go. I start setting up, and I wake up at maybe like 8:30, 9 o'clock, get things ready, get some, set things up. And I think by that point, what I'm going to start doing is doing my weather early, writing stuff early, and doing early morning show prep. And getting the stories for late-breaking stories right away so that they match pretty much what's on the news. But I cover more than just news. I cover some mainstream news on this program, but I like to cover some news from my other sources. Now, my other sources are CBN and a thing called End Time Headlines. Those are some of my sources. And a lot of times I pick stories from my sources that I use on here. So sometimes I might change some of those stories. If I feel that the news story, if the news story is 5 days old, it's irrelevant. I can talk about it, no problem. But if the news story is too old, I don't put it in the newscast. It's just irrelevant stories I can talk about. That's how that goes. And pretty much Rush Limbaugh does that. Sean Hannity does that. A lot of those guys do that. It's just irrelevant stories that really don't, do that. So why don't we look at some of the stuff that we were previewing earlier. Hobby Lobby, as I had mentioned earlier, Hobby Lobby, they had to announce that the story that was posted a while back is false. The rumor related to this story was that the popular chain was going to close its doors permanently. This is untrue. The store already has, this is a story, this is a rumor revealing that this is a debunked story. Hobby Lobby is often hears of a concern of customers who have read on social media that the company is closing its doors. An online article gives the impression that Hobby Lobby founder and CEO David Green decided to shut down all Hobby Lobby stores. And the article goes on to say, since you will not see this in the liberal media, please pass it on to your contacts and many other people. Well, this news story became false. They're not closing the stores. As a matter of fact, they got 50 new stores planned for next year, stores in 2017, and more planned for next year. So it is not closing. Now, we do have a Hobby Lobby store here in Clinton, Iowa, down on our other end of town there. And I never been in here before. But it's, from what I understand from people I've talked to, it's a pretty nice store. So, they're saying that the Hobby Lobby store was going to close, but fictitious rumor. So, that's good news. The other story that I want to talk about talking about the war of words between Disney people and a guy named Whitmire. He was fired as the voice of Kermit. He was fired from doing the voice of Kermit. He was fired from his 27-year-old gig, and as the story goes, apparently he said a few things that he backtalked the executives. And he kind of didn't participate in stuff that they wanted him to participate in, some projects that they were doing. And as a point, they decided to fire him. And here's the story just about this firing. Check this out.
Online this morning, Travis, last week you told us the longtime voice of Kermit the Frog had been fired, and we've been desperate to figure out why, and you have the answer to that now.
Yeah, so Steve Whitmire is his name, and here's a photo of him. He's been the voice of Kermit the Frog since the original creator, Jim Henson, died in the early 90s. Last week we told you he's fired and replaced by another puppeteer, and now he is telling the New York Times in his first interview. Whitmire tells the Times he was told he was giving way too many notes to producers of all the different projects involving Kermit, and that he declined to appear with other cast members in at least one project that was kind of on the suck. To resolve this matter, after they called him on the phone and said, "You're out," last fall, but that never happened. It's why he went public. But there's another side to this story. The family of the Muppet creator Jim Henson told the Times they're totally in support of the firing. This is Jim Henson's daughter, Lisa. She's the president of the Jim Henson Company, which is now owned by Disney, as I mentioned. And she says Kermit's voice, Mr. Whitmire, totally refused to do appearances that he felt were beneath him. He refused to develop an understudy, that he blackballed younger performers from trying to rise up as Muppeteers. And then Henson's son, Brian, this guy right here, who's chairman of the company, he told the Times that Whitmire was pretty much okay as Kermit when he was on the set, but off the set he was just a nightmare. He would send letters and emails attacking everybody from writers to directors to anybody he could basically find their email address for, and they just wanted him to shut up.
Not being quite so nice to the people, criticizing the way they did things. That's pretty much what they did, and apparently now he's done. He's not going to be the voice of Kermit for forever, and they got a new man doing it. And thing about it is, when you can't, when you're working for the man and you got production ideas, more than likely you won't get to do them. And I think that's why I've decided to do my own stuff here, work for myself. Because here I can do a lot of stuff. Even though I have the limitations with the computer here, I can do a lot of interesting things, and I don't have to really answer to nobody. I just do it, I just do it, and that's what's fabulous about this program. This is the Gary Russell program on GJRB TV on YouTube. Coming up, we'll do a little weather on the fives. I got some interesting stories. This weekend, we had some real interesting weather. We had a flood here. It rained so bad that the water was coming underneath our door in our living room, and we're kind of concerned about the mold when it comes in the door. So I am going to be able to get some maintenance over here to have a look at that. But oh man, around Manufacturing Drive here in Clinton and along that area, I'll show you some pictures of that. blow your ever freaking mind. We got that coming up, and a whole lot more. So I hope you'll stay with me. I would have that coming up graphic. I have it all by rundown, but can't do it. Just I have to work on that as a separate entity and put it in my recorded data bank and be able to run it. So I'm going to have to learn how to do that while I'm on the air. So I don't know. We're going to see what we can do. I have to pre-record a lot of my coming ups. Well, in the business of broadcasting, they call it a teaser. Stuff coming up in the next segment is called a teaser, and just lets you know what I'm going to do next on the program. And I can't really do live teasers. I have to pre-record them. That one teaser you saw at the beginning really sounded awful. I don't know why, it just sounded awful. That teaser just didn't work out right. It didn't sound good from A1. And trying to figure this thing out with this XSplit broadcaster, and I like it, but I'm going to have to maybe see how I can upgrade to a 32-bit system to make it work better, so that maybe my videos would come out better. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do this coming up another way, or try to make a video, separate videos, so that I can put them up and have them work. I mean, actually have them work. So I'm working on that one, and hoping maybe I can make this work better for me. I'm going to scroll through social media. That's where I go through Facebook, Twitter, Google+. We're going to do this in the final half hour to 45 minutes to an hour. Then, like I said earlier, this program is slated to be 90 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, to maybe even 2 hours, depending on how much time I get to cover up material. You know, some of the stuff I wanted to do. So I'm going to do that next, and talk about next also protesting. Where does it cross the line between protesting and destroying people's property, cars, by putting flares in there and burning cars? I mean, to get what statement across? Talk about that coming up, and we'll do that all in the next hour of the Gary Russin program here on GJRB TV on YouTube, after I take this short break coming up. And I'm Gary J. Russin, and we'll be right back, and we'll have more of this program for you. So just playing around here. Stay with me. We'll be right back.